This is a mock interview conducted by ForumIAS Academy at New Delhi. The interview panel includes eminent academicians, retired bureaucrats, and other luminaries. The objective of the program is to acquaint the candidate with the format and expectations of the personality test conducted by UPSC.
Please come. Mr. Reddy?
Good morning, sir.
We are Mr. Reddy.
Yes, sir.
Please sit. Sorry, you had to wait
No problem.
today a bit. Did you ever do a personality test earlier?
Yes, sir. I have attended personality test in 2020
2020. So, about 3 years ago.
and have also attended to for personality test for forest services, and I'm currently in forest service.
Oh, you are in the forest service already. And where are you posted?
Sir, I'm going to Maharashtra cadre. Currently, I'm undergoing training at IGNFA Dehradun.
At?
IGNFA Dehradun, Forest Academy Dehradun.
And Maharashtra will be your first posting.
Yes, sir.
When do you go there?
I will go next year around April.
Oh, good. Are you looking forward to it?
Yes, sir. Very much.
And forest service exam is separate.
Yes, sir.
So it's not a part of this.
Yes, sir. Prelims only. Prelims is part of it.
Yeah. But where do you stand if you suppose you don't get the IAS?
I will be. Yes.
And would you continue in the forest service or?
I will be very, very happy to work in forest service.
Is it?
Yes.
It is either the IAS
Yes, sir.
or the IFS if you given as a choice. Otherwise, you are happy with the
Yes.
forest service.
Yes, sir. Very much.
I think that's right. I think that's a very right approach
Thank you.
because forest service also has its own challenges. So you spent about a year.
No, sir. I took an extension of 1 year to prepare for the civil service IAS, and now the training has started in December. So I spent around 4 months there.
Do you go for the foundation course to Lal Bahadur
No,
Shastri?
sir. I have to do the special foundation in Hyderabad.
Your forest service is not required to go to Muslim.
No, sir. I have to go, but I
you
have to.
missed it.
Yeah, I missed it.
Okay. Tell us 2 or 3 things which you don't like about the forest service. Liking, I know what you will say, so what you don't like.
Sir, I would say that there is an issue regarding the following of the 100-year-old Indian Forest Act, which I think should be repealed because the spirit of the act is mired in the colonial era. So I think I think we should repeal it. And the second thing is that
It is an 1860 act, no?
1927 Act. And the second thing is regarding the Forest Conservation Act, which I feel is more towards development and infrastructure building than towards conserving the forest in spirit. If I could recall, these are the 2 issues which I have.
You think that forest conservation is not being served by the Forest Conservation Act. It is much more for making exceptions and getting...
Yes, sir, to an extent.
Okay, a valid point. But and about the service environment or anything?
I don't think there is any issues.
Because you'll be working like the IAS in the police, because yours is also an all India service, very closely with the state government. So do you look at it as a challenge or do you look at it as an advantageous position?
It is both a challenge and advantages in some aspects, sir. Challenge because we have to maintain both development while protecting the environment also. So it is a utmost challenge considering that we are aiming for being a developed country and the demand for the resources are going to get more increased. And it is also advantageous because we are going towards achieving our climate change goals. And we are also seeing forest as a sink to, or a forest as a solution to address the climatic aspects. So for that purpose, forests are going to be an advantageous position. So I think there are both challenges and advantages.
Good. Please.
Now, taking this question forward, apart from cheetah, now Government of India is also thinking of inducting a new species from some other country. Are you aware of that? From Latin America.
No, sir, I couldn't recall. Sorry.
They are going to induct hippopotamus.
Yes, sir, I have read about it.
So, why hippopotamus?
Sorry, sir, I plead ignorance. I should read into it.
They are going to bring it from Colombia.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Why you are not aware? Do we have hippopotamus in India?
We have currently in juice.
In zoos.
Juice.
But not in?
Not in mainland, forest areas or reserves.
Okay.
Priority is wrong. In Colombia, they should get the beauty queens because they win the Miss World and other contests. Colombia, we are getting hippopotamus.
And that's the unique thing about that hippopotamus. Are you aware of that? What is the uniqueness of these particular hippopotamus?
Sir, it is a transition animal between land mammals and
Yeah, but then what is so unique about these hippopotamus from Colombia?
it is raised by Pablo Escobar as
Pablo
an
Escobar.
entertainment species. It is raised by the drug mafia.
Oh,
Pablo Escobar. He had so much of money, he didn't know what to do, so he brought hippopotamus there. And these hippopotamus are not attacked by any other animal, so they flourished. And now they are extra, and now they are attacking humans. So they want to get rid of them. Anyway, tell
so
me
the
something.
national award, international award should go to Escobar.
Escobar. Now, see, you must be aware that government has renewed its focus on infrastructure development, highways and all. So much of investment is done in developing expressways. Now, these expressways, development of expressways has raised concerns related to wildlife and their safety. What measures are taken by Forest Department to protect wildlife?
Sir, development of linear infrastructure causes the habitat fragmentation. So the wildlife corridors are going to get seriously affected. So the forest department is especially raising the concerns that these highways should be constructed in such a way that they should provide passageways to the wild animals. For example, when the infrastructure is going to cross a forest area, it is done in such a way that there are some passageways built above or below the linear infrastructure. Similarly, many wild animals are also get electrocuted due to the parallel passage of electricity lines. So it is also taken care that such electrocutions does not happen. And we are also trying to provide alternative wildlife corridors so that the wild animals can also move through these corridors and ensure their survival.
Okay. Now, you must have heard that recently this lithium reserve is found in
Jammu and Kashmir.
Jammu and Kashmir, Riyasi district, right?
Yes.
Which country has got the highest lithium reserve?
Latin American countries has got the highest reserve, sir.
Specific.
Argentina,
Chile,
and Brazil.
What is the difference between the reserve that is found in India and that of Chile?
Sir, Indian reserves are mostly of extraplanetary origin because they might have formed. They are saying that Geological Survey is saying that they have formed when the Earth has been formed or in early.
These are found in a mineral form.
Yes.
While that of Chile and Argentina is in the salt form. What is the difference between the two?
The salt form lithium mineral reserve is of sedimentary origin because the rocks get eroded, they get deposited, and then the lithium mineral get consolidated. While the mineral we have found is in the igneous form. It is found mainly in the igneous and metamorphic rocks. So we have to mine it and extract it to get a economic reserve.
There is a difference in extraction process.
Yes.
What is that?
Can I take a guess, sir?
Yeah, go ahead.
in extracting the mineral form, we have to do ore condensation and blasting, and for example, in the salt reserves, we have to do the salt panning. It is very easier in Chile and Brazil compared to the reserve which we found in Jammu and Kashmir.
Okay, thank you.
Come, Mr. Ravi. Sure.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Hello, Vishnu. I'll just pick up from where we just concluded. I just couldn't understand the bit you said about, we are also including tree cover in the measurement. 24% is including the tree cover, right? And you mentioned that excluding certain parts, we can increase the forest cover. Like you were saying, degraded lands or marshy areas. How can, are we excluding them? If we exclude them, the forest cover will increase. I just couldn't understand a bit. Can you elaborate it?
Sir, the current forest area is 24.5%. But in the counted forest area, there are various lands which doesn't classify as forest. For example, water ponds.
Okay. So you are saying that we can include them as well, and that will increase
If we exclude that part, the amount of forest we are going to have is much more higher. That is 27%.
If we include the water bodies as
Yes,
well.
sir.
Okay. Another concern that is raised is, although our forest cover plus tree cover is improving, but the quality of forest is degrading, especially, the dense forest or the tropical forest, their cover is decreasing. So in this context, how do you see the Nicobar project in Andaman and Nicobar? Are you aware that?
Yes, sir.
So how do you see it? Do you think that the project is really necessary, or perhaps an alternate could have been done rather than cutting so many trees that are of very high quality, that belong to very high quality forest?
Sir, government has proposed for the infrastructure development of Nicobar Island, diverting vast evergreen forests. But the need of the project is also we should be understanding, because the Andaman Nicobar is strategically located in Indo-Pacific region. Indo-Pacific region is going to be the next theater of the global arena, and we are also aiming to counter the increasing Chinese influence in the Indo-Pacific area, especially when where the Chinese are gathering information about the locations present in the ocean. So I think it's a tough trade-off. For the government also, it is a tough choice to choose whether to conserve it.
But could Port Blair or some existing infrastructure could have been scaled up rather than starting from something greenfield? I think there is a naval base in Port Blair, if I am correct.
Chota.
Acha.
And Car Nicobar, those islands, stretch for 2,000 kilometers towards Myanmar, towards Singapore. So Port Blair, it is a very long stretch. But in any case, yesterday the NGT has ordered that first do a reassessment of from the environment point of view and stop the work. Okay. It's an order only of Justice Goyal of day before. Yesterday's papers carried it.
Okay. So have you heard about geological heritage?
Yes, sir.
What is geological heritage?
Geological heritage sites are the sites which are geologically prominent from the perspective of history and for the country itself. For example, Lonar Crater Lake in Maharashtra, or the Chaibasa Formation and India's Gondwana coalfields.
Any criteria that has? Who declares the geological heritage sites?
Geological Survey of India declares the geological.
Is there any criteria based on which they declare?
Sorry, sir, I'm not aware of that.
Okay, there was a heritage bill also that was in the parliament, recently presented in the parliament. Are you aware of its salient provisions?
Heritage?
Geological heritage bill.
No, sir, I'm not aware.
Okay, all right. Just read about it.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. That's all from my side.
Thank you, sir. Have you heard about this Joshimath land subsidence?
Yes, sir.
What are the reasons behind it?
Sir, one of the reasons for Joshimath land subsidence is that Joshimath is located in a geologically vulnerable area, that is the Shivaliks, which is newly formed. And the other reason is that according to some geological investigations, that the Joshimath is constructed on a previously landslide area. So the debris which has been accumulated has consolidated, and the Joshimath has been raised on that area. So it is now again starting to get sliding again. And the third reason is that the neighboring infrastructural development that is happening in the form of Chardham projects, Chardham corridors. So I think these are the reasons for the Joshimath landslide.
So what are the steps that government has taken?
Sir, government has ordered a preliminary survey for the to estimate the damage that has been happened, and government has also gave restrictions regarding the constructions, and government has also trying to relocate the damaged houses and pay compensation for the houses.
You know, in Himalayan ecosystem, these hydropower plants are posing a very significant threat.
Yes.
How do you assess that? What is the solution for this?
Sir, large-scale hydro projects are always a threat in the Himalayan region. The only viable alternative we can choose is a small-scale hydro, which is catering to local areas, or not on the large-scale areas, or the projects which are aimed at catering to large areas.
Okay, fine. So you have this hobby of rock collection.
Yes, sir.
What kinds of rocks do you collect?
Sir, rock collection is mostly about when you visit a geologically significant area, you collect a rock which is significant, or which is a rock representing the entire landscape. So, for example, if we have to visit a Deccan volcanic trap area, for example, I have visited Ellora caves, and the prominent rock or the conspicuous rock there found is a Deccan basaltic rock. So that kind of rocks I will collect. And recently I visited the Himalayan frontier thrust, that thrust between Shivaliks and the Middle Himalayas. The significant rock there found is phyllite, a rock which kinds of splits into sheets, went on away. So rock signifies the entire area we have visited and the history it has.
So do you just collect it, or do you study it also?
I will study it, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.